Well, in a recent video, I talked about the report of the EU. That's the European Union. And, they described the 2023 general election, especially the presidential election, as one that lacked transparency and trust in INEC, to be precise. Of course, you saw what happened during that election. And to, still hear from quarters is that the 2023 general election is the best since democracy. I am wondering, okay, is it like we are pretending that the things that happened in Lagos did not happen? Area boys, thugs going around and doing a town cry, telling people not to go out to vote. Is it like, you understand, the fact that INEC promised that they were going to upload in real time results, and that the results of the House of Rep and the Senate was going through, and that of the presidency on the same, portal, on the same, using the same network, using the same platform, and you expect that everybody will just take that hook and sink and just, gulp it down and just, it's alarming the way we are being treated in Nigeria. We are being treated like robots. I think robots will even respond. We're being treated like inanimate objects that should just take whatever is given to us without thinking, without us, having a right to respond, or without having a right to say, no, it wasn't like that. Can we juggle, reasoning together and all of that? Well, the State House, as it is expected, has responded to that report, saying that we reject the European Union's conclusion on the 2023 general elections. This was released by the Special Advisor to the President, Mr. Dele Alake, on communication strategies and duties. And so he had said that sometime in May, he will alerted the nation through a press statement to the plan by a continental multilateral institution to discredit the 2023 general elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The main target was the presidential election, clearly and fairly won by the then candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Please do share our videos with others, drop your comment, make them simple as possible. And please, your opinions are always welcome. We'll appreciate you. My name remains Olukunle Abraham. Now, while we did not mention the name of the organization in the said statement, we made it abundantly clear to Nigerians how this foreign institution had been unrelenting in its assaults, of course, these are doing their system anyway, in its assaults on the credibility of the electoral process, the sovereignty of our country, and our ability as a people to organize ourselves. Now, we find it preposterous, and unconscionable that in this day and age, any foreign organization of whatever hue will continue to insist on its own yardstick and assessment as the only way to determine the credibility and transparency of our elections. Well, I don't think that is what the EU is saying. The EU is not pressing any matters. It's not saying that they are not the ones in court. They have only, like every other observer comes and then they give their own report. There are observers in Nigeria and they have their own reports. So I think like every other person, they have their own report. And I don't think there's any, they have a right to that. If they were allowed into the country to come and, go to look to see what is happening regarding elections, why not allow the freedom? You understand? So I don't see the EU trying to, propose, their own opinions regarding that election. They only let us know. There are organizations, there are NGOs in Nigeria who also have their own opinions, and they have their own conclusions. They have their paperwork concluded, regarding the 2023 general election. So it's not supposed to be any issue, it's not supposed to be something that, they now begin to, take sides or, make a personal thing. Now, he said, we would like to know and even ask EU how it reached the conclusion in the submittal final result with a very limited coverage of the election by the observers who without doubt relied more on rumors, hearsay, cocktails of prejudice and uninformed social media commentaries and opposition talking heads. Now, my own view also is that you also, virtually everybody, you cannot be in too many places. You can't be in two places at the same time. So everybody will have to rely on information by somebody, from somebody, you know, from somewhere, and all of that. They can't be everywhere at the same time. You understand? So even if they have 1,000 observers coming to Nigeria, they will still have to rely on, you know, people saying, somebody, you know, can you give me this information, that information, and then put them together. Now, he said that we are convinced that what EU called final report on our recent election is a product of a poorly done less job that relied heavily on few instances of skirmish in less than 1,000 polling units out of over 176, you know, thousand where Nigerians voted on the election day. Now, we strongly reject in its entirety any notion, an idea from any organization, group, individual, or remotely, you know, suggesting that the 2023 general elections was fraudulent. Our earlier position that the technology-aided 2023 general election, you know, were the most transparent and best organized election since the return of civil right or rule in Nigeria, has been validated by all non-partisans, you know, foreign and local observers such as the African Union, the ECOWAS, Commonwealth Observers Missions, and the Nigeria Bar Association. Well, without taking much of your time, let me round up. As he said, as a country, we have put the elections behind us. President Tinubu is facing the odious task of nation building, while those who have reasons to challenge the process continue to do so through the courts. In just 1 month in office, Nigerians appear satisfied with the decisive, you know, leadership of President Tinubu and the manner he is redirecting the country to the path of fiscal sustainability and socio-economic reform. We urge the EU and other foreign interests to be objective in all their assessment of the, you know, internal affairs of our country and allow Nigerians to breathe. Dele Alake, that's coming from Mr. Dele Alake. Well, I wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised with everything I'm doling out to you. I'm reading to you. No, I'm not surprised. That has been, in fact, the point is I can tell you this was the same man who came out to tell us then that the blah 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 thing, the blue blah, I don't know if you remember. Yeah, the blue blah 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 thing was a doctored thing. I was like, man. But then let's put that behind us, you know, let's put that all behind us. You know, please feel free. Let's hear your opinions. What are your opinions on this particular one? You know, some persons already saw comments, you know, where some persons said, look, we are not expecting you to agree. You understand? We are not expecting you, you know, the body language and all of that. You know, when you remember the likes of Lai Mohammed in office, you know, who while in Abuja is discrediting the report of people who are in Lagos during the EndSARS. You know, I don't know if you remember. Discrediting the report of people who are live on ground from Abuja. Oh my. Well, please feel free to drop a comment, make them free, simple, and, you know, simple. You see, Nigeria must get it right. And there's no other time than now. You understand? I hope the court does its job, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has to remain in office, no problem. Who says no? You know, what we want is a great country. What we want is a nation that is working. I mean, for all I know, since this man came into office, it's been tough. Yes, you call it sacrifice, but you are not making the sacrifice. You are talking about increments of salaries for political office holders. What about the people you increase fuel price for? What about them? What are the palliatives that has been put in place for them? No? Is that fair? Is that fair? What fairness is in what we are already enjoying, in quotes? 30 days gone down now, and we have less cars on the road. People can hardly move. States have to reduce the number of days they work. And I hope you know that reduces the productivity. And of course, it will come down to affect, and that's what we are seeing in the devaluing of the naira and everything. Oh God. Ah, God bless Nigeria. God bless us. God bless Nigeria. Please share our videos with others. Thank you.